Hello and welcome to Zazoome. I'm Sheri Barbera and I am here with my husband Sal.
Oh, that's me.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. And we're going to be talking today about brand storytelling. Something that every brand, every business, because every business becomes a brand when they market themselves correctly.
Right.
I can hear that.
You can hear that.
I can
that
hear
means
that.
not. All right.
Okay.
Check.
So let me
Testing,
just
testing.
pop back over to me. Wow. I can
on.
still hear that.
Sorry.
That's
I think I got it.
Let me just pop over to brand storytelling.
Okay. Sorry.
So the first thing you want to think about is what actually is your story. Hey, Tom, good morning. Look who's here. The master storyteller himself, Tom Levine.
There he is.
Yay,
Hey, Tom.
Yay, Tom. And we are lucky enough to know Tom Levine, who is a celebrated author of YA fiction and horror stories and has also worked in comic graphic novels. And if you are not familiar with Tom Levine, please check him out. Check him out on Instagram and YouTube because he's quite an amazing
He's the author of many awesome books.
Awesome books.
Which you should check out.
So, Tom, let me know if you approve of this powerful magic of video storytelling. There are 5 ways to make a successful leap to brand storytelling. Of course, the very first one is not to focus on yourself, but to focus on your audience. And the reason for that is because you want them to care. You want them, good morning, Dale. Welcome. Dale is here. Dale is one of our founding Zazoome members and a fantastic photographer. Check out his YouTube channel, Wandering Ancient Paths. Thanks for coming, Dale. When you talk about audience, you want to know, are they going to care about my story? What impression do you want them to take away from who you are as a brand? And then you want them to talk about you to amplify your story online. So you need to think about your audience first. Keep it super simple. Use the 3 story elements that give a memorable story its punch. And those are the plot, the conflict, and the main character. Make it human, of course, because this is all about who you are for real, not some corporate mumbo jumbo, but who you are as a business. Why in the world did you even start your business? What makes you so excited to wake up every day and do what you love to do? Or maybe not excited every day. Maybe you don't love doing it every single day, but it's something that you have to do because of XYZ, and that's why it's so incredibly important to you. So strong storytellers humanize the story. They make their brand tangible. And this is a way to create superfans, and that is what you want for your brand. Of course, in this world of fakeness, what's the most important standout thing that you can do? Be real. Just be real. Be who you are. Don't change the person that you are. Ramp up the person that you are for video storytelling, because nobody wants to watch boring Bertha, do they? Nobody wants to watch boring Bertha. Everybody wants to watch crazy Chris, right? Everybody wants to see what's happening.
Switch over here.
So people want to get to know you by your personality, whatever that may be. If it's a lot of humor, if it's goofiness, if it's silliness, if it's not, if you're very corporate and business-like, but you do have a good sense of humor, you can always add that in. And these are the things that make a good story a good story. Does it feel genuine? Are the things that you're saying going to tug at our heartstrings? Are they going to make us an aha moment? What is going to happen with the reality? Or is it too salesy and commercial? Which, then you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Make it visual, because video is a visual medium. This is what it's all about. It's not just the story. It's about how you bring that story to life through the visuals. So sound, visuals, B-roll, images, all of these things are what turn your video into something more powerful. Stories make boring facts and figures interesting, memorable. Even though your data can persuade people to do something, it's not going to inspire them to action. So this is why it's so important to wrap it all in a story that fires up the imagination, that stirs your soul and makes you remember something, not just facts and figures. So a company called Warby Parker, they make glasses, something just not so very interesting, right? Just regular old glasses. But what do they talk about in their brand videos? They talk about how they make their glasses. They talk about the materials of the glasses themselves and how they recycle things. They talk about the people they help, because every time you buy a pair of glasses, they give away a pair of glasses. And then they talk about all of the interesting, different, important finishing processes, and you can look them up on YouTube and learn and see their videos. This is why storytelling can create magic. You can see a product come to life. You can watch a brand story to see how it generates sales without being salesy, without being commercial. Just by saying, this is what we do and why, this is how we do it and why, it makes it so exciting and so much more interesting. Hey, and Trekking Pals are here. Good morning, guys. Welcome. Wonderful to see you. Trekking Pals has a super cool hiking channel. If you have never seen it, check it out, because it's really a lot of fun.
Trekking pals.
Thank you, Sal. Always put your story first, because this is what creates video gold. So if you were just to start out by talking about us. If we were just to start out talking about us, and we were just going to say, yeah, we got up today and
we had coffee and a piece of toast and
blah, blah, blah. That's really not very interesting. But if we started out by saying to you...
It was rye toast.
Which was really good.
That wasn't any more interesting, though.
No, but that's not really too much more interesting, just more informative. But if we were to tell you that this morning we totally forgot about doing today's live stream, we got up 5 minutes ago, we threw our clothes on, we threw on everything we needed to do, and we did blah, 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 that would be a story. And that would be so much more interesting than just, hi guys. Welcome.
And I threw your clothes on and you threw mine on by mistake.
And swam in them. Yeah. Right. So 40%, here I go with my statistics, because you guys know I love statistics, but I got to make them interesting. 40% of the meaning. Listen to this statistic, though. It's pretty amazing. Of any conversation is conveyed by how we use our voice. Tone, volume, and pitch. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Do you see all the different ways that just saying the same exact thing sounds completely different? How are you? How are you?
Yeah.
How you doing?
So it's for that one.
Right?
How you doing?
So the use of body language in telling your story is also extremely powerful, because actions speak louder than words. And if there was no sound on this video at all, but I went like this, you would kind of get what I was talking about, wouldn't you? The actions describe your story. They convey what you're telling your viewer. And particularly in video storytelling, we often say, read in the description below this video, or click the links in the description below this video, or we say, look, there's a card that I'm going to give you in this video that gives you more information, or a different video that's also interesting. Or you can say, have you subscribed to my channel? Well, click the subscribe button below and don't forget to ring that bell so that you get every single video notification. Storytelling and selling. This is why most people have issues with selling. And it's because they don't really get the fact that when you make a sale, it's not about the product or service that you're selling, it's about the benefits. And the benefits are a story. And without telling that story, it's just a product. It's just a service. One of the things that you can do is look at this in the way of a remix strategy. Hero versus Big Brother. And if you are a small business and present yourself in the form of the little victim, the little victim who becomes the hero against big business, against the corporate powers that be, against Big Brother, like Apple did in 1984 when they introduced the Macintosh. And this is something that if you haven't heard or seen this video, it's quite amazing.
Hey, Trekking Pals has a complimentary comment.
Trekking Pals, I don't know if you guys heard of the platform Clubhouse, but I think you both will be so great and valuable for the YouTube community and rooms in there. Thank you, Habiba. No, I've never heard of Clubhouse, and we will check it out. Appreciate you. Thank you for that.
When I was a kid.
So I am going to go ahead and play this video, and it was not a video, it was a film in 1984, and it was a commercial. This was a commercial run during the Super Bowl.
It is powerful.
Here we go.
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the information purification directives. We have created, for the first time in all history, a garden of pure ideology, where each worker may bloom, secure from the pests, obeying contradictory thoughts. Our unification of thoughts is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
So do you see the power? I know that was a long, long time ago, but that commercial, that advertisement launched, just like she launched that piece of equipment right into the man's face, that launched the Apple Macintosh as a personal computer. No one had ever heard of it before. So it was an extremely, powerful thing to do and very, very valuable. And it actually created Apple as a brand. Here is another one I'm going to talk to you about, the magical science of storytelling. And this is a TEDx event, and it was done by Dr. David J.P. Phillips from Stockholm. And he was explaining why storytelling is magical gold for branding. And when you see what he says, and I'm going to show you the video, you will understand how here I go again with a statistic, 50% of any communication between humans is done through gesture and body language. And that is sort of amazing, isn't it?
Especially in New Jersey and New York.
What, honey?
Nothing. I was just thinking about the gestures I used to get in New Jersey and New York.
Oh, right. So, you say a lot with body language.
Sort of
right?
like this, but no.
Okay. So actions show your product as a giving story. As Mae West said, I speak two languages, body and English. So what Dr. David J.P. Phillips is saying is the more emotionally invested you are in a story, the less critical and less objectively observant you become. This is about 5 minutes, but I guarantee it is fascinating, and I'm going to play it right now for you.
In 2009, a man, a journalist, by the name Rob Walker wanted to find out is storytelling really the most powerful tool of all? And in order to do this, he went on his computer and he bought 200 objects from eBay. And the average price of the objects were about $1. He then called 200 authors and he asked them, hey, would you like to be part of the significant object study? Which means that I would like you to write a story to one of the objects. And 200 authors said yes. So there he had 200 objects, he had 200 stories, and I assume that it was with nail-biting anticipation that he went on eBay again with all the 200 objects. Would there be a difference? Would there be a change? Do you think there was a change? One of the objects was this beautiful horse's head. There we go. The beautiful horse's head. Now this beautiful horse's head was bought for 99 cents and was sold when a story was added for $62.95. That is a slight increase of 6,395%. So was this a one-off situation? Not really, because he bought the 200 objects for a total of $129, selling them for $8,000. Now that's insane. But you know what's even more intellectually challenging to understand is how can you and I go to the movies and pay good money to watch movies like James Bond, who are absolutely unrealistic. And we sit there, we enjoy the movie, and some of us, we really enjoy the movie. And we leave the theater going like, God, what a man. I would like to be more like him. I'd like to walk like him. I'd like to talk like him. I like Bond. Wonder how I could be more like Bond. And then this weird revelation hits you like from nowhere, and you come up with a brilliant idea to walk to a watchmaker's shop. And wow, it just happens to be an Omega watch in that shop that resembles the one that Bond was wearing in the movie. And you pay $10,000 to put that watch on your wrist, and you leave that store feeling more like Bond. How is that possible? PQ Media tells us that $10.5 billion is turned over in product placement revenue every single year. How is it possible for you to be so easily tricked by something so simple as a story? Because you are tricked. Well, it all comes down to one core thing, and that is emotional investment. The more emotionally invested you are in anything in your life, the less critical and the less objectively observant you become. And the greatest emotional investment of all is falling in love. Now, falling in love resembles a good story. Do you remember the last time you fell in love? Do you? Good for you. It's a beautiful feeling, isn't it? Do you remember how you longed and how you yearned and how you dreamt? And then you looked at her and maybe you thought, God, I love the way you chew that apple. So crunchy.
Okay, so what I realized was this is actually a 13-minute video, and I forgot to cut it down. But I highly, highly recommend that you go and watch this. And the title of it is The Magical Science of Storytelling, David J.P. Phillips, TEDx Stockholm. And it is quite incredible to think that 200 products with the average price point of 65 cents each could increase so tremendously just by adding story to it. And this is why someone like Tom Levine, our author, can create magic for a product.
Wait. Tom Levine.
Tom Levine. Just by giving it something amazing, something it didn't have before, something that takes it out of just an object, like a bottle of lipstick, a bottle of nail polish, a mascara, whatever, something that is totally mundane, and transforms it into some sort of magical item. They sold 200 products with an average price point of $40 each, where those particular items averaged 65 cents, so 6,054% price increase. What if those products also had a video with the story? And this is why I want you to seriously think about hooking up with someone like Tom Levine and helping each other if you are not a great storyteller, because video alone creates magic by giving you the visuals. But when you marry that to an incredible story, to something that takes you out of your typical world, transforms your thoughts into something completely different, that is magic. And that is why video stories are so powerful when you make it personal. Videos are ideal for mobile because people have their phones on them all the time. And doing a story on mobile, something that people can just listen to as well as look at, very smart. They're insanely shareable. This is what goes viral. Videos with a tremendous story go viral. Videos are emotional. So when you create emotion, that's what is going to grab people. Why video stories? Well, videos are universal. Videos are a digestible summary of what a huge story might be. So you may have a story that's 3 hours long, like some people I know, but you can condense it down into the salient, most exciting, most interesting, most horrifying, most terrific, most fantastical pieces in 5 to 10 minutes. And that's what creates an exciting story to watch. Now, you're not making a movie, so it's not going to be a 2-hour thing. You are just telling a story about you, your brand, your product or service. What makes it amazing? What's exciting about it? What is a strong call to action that you can include about that product to drive the decision to buy? And another thing about video that's so amazing is that it's reusable. And if you are in the situation where, like Trekking Pals, you have the opportunity to be contacted by a brand and be sponsored by them, one of the valuable benefits of being a YouTuber is that your videos live on after the one time that they're posted. And this is very different from an advertisement almost anywhere, isn't it? Because you are providing a brand with something that has a life. It's just not a one and gone, one and done. It is a long period of time that you are promoting someone else with your video. Often videos get more popular, and basically it's just that videos are everything. So Dale says, storytelling epiphany. When my landing page is live, all my art for sale will be accompanied by an attention-grabbing story. Exactly, Dale. Thank you. Exactly what I'm saying. So why just post a product? Why not create something interesting, exciting, memorable, and also valuable? So now we see a piece of art, and in Dale's case, it's an amazing photograph of a petroglyph. But the story behind that petroglyph, where is it? What's it about? Who are the people that created this petroglyph? What is the material that they made it from? How in the world did you even get to the spot where you were able to photograph this? There are so many different ways that you can tell this amazing story about this one photograph to bring it to life. And that is what video does. It allows you to make something that is visual. So you're taking a product, you're taking something that's tangible, but you're adding that extra bit of gold, that extra bit of magic to it that people just resonate with. And I had to come over to Sal because Sal loves movies. He loves movies, and he loves TV shows, especially serials.
No, I don't live for movies, but I love watching movies. I watch a lot of movies.
But honey, what is it about movies? What is it about the storytelling in the movie?
It's the visual storytelling. It's exactly what you said. Like, Dale, when you see the movie Ice Age, and I'm sure you've seen it, when the petroglyphs on the wall come to life and start moving around and tell the whole story of Manny's family. Manny was the big mammoth. His family, and a horrible thing that happened to them, and how he became an orphan.
So there's a whole story
there. You go.
And, saying orphan already, that makes me interested in wanting to know more, because that's sad, but it sounds like a great story.
It was. It was instantly easy to understand what the movie was about.
And I love that you said they came to life, because if you're able to add animation in any way, shape, or form into your video, that already adds another layer of excitement, interest, and magic, because there's nothing more magical than a 2D object coming to life. That's magic.
It's sort of like your mother. She'll be sitting there and all of a sudden,
all right, I'm going back to the slides.
Right.
Christ's sake. So more reasons. 70% of all internet traffic is video. Is that an insane statistic? Okay, more insane. By 2022, just next year, by next year, it will reach 82%, says Cisco. The video, branding, storytelling, branding with video marketing. Why are you not using this as your major strategy for your business? Do you understand why? It is so incredibly valuable to you. How it can boom your sales, how it can increase your profit line, your net line. Traditional ads, online commercials, and TV commercials, they all use video storytelling. What about promotional videos that go viral, or case studies, interviews, testimonials, product reviews? Every one of these are a place for you to tell a story. And of course, explainer videos, an introduction, an overview, how a process works. Even tutorials for your products don't have to be boring, do they? No. They can be interesting and exciting by adding in a story. What about services? What about explaining the services that you do? Or for example, one of the benefits of zazoome, one of the things that we offer you, is the opportunity to work with us to figure out what should your videos be about for the next 6 months or the next year. What is the strategic way that you can build out your company, your business, your brand, your products and services, so that throughout the rest of this year, your business goes from how to wow. Like, oh my God, my bank account just went from this to that, and boom, you're really doing it. And if we tell the story of the people that we've worked with and how we've helped them, and the way that it's changed their lives and changed their business and increased their bottom line and helped them make an impact, these are the kinds of things that make storytelling valuable, that make storytelling the piece of the pie that adds that magic that video can bring to your brand. Video is so valuable for you. It's so incredibly valuable for you. It allows you to introduce yourself to people worldwide who would never know you. And that is just the tip of the iceberg of what makes video so incredible. But adding story is what really brings it to life. Culture marketing videos, content that showcases your brand, the people that work for you, the causes that you're behind. What is your mission? What is your vision? What about social videos, educational or entertaining or both? Make them edutainment. Content that engages your followers. So this isn't just about YouTube. Think of this as expanding your reach and expanding your follower base on every social media platform. From Facebook to Instagram to Twitter to LinkedIn to Pinterest, you have the opportunity to post videos. Even if a consumer watches a video for under 10 seconds, because you know we all have the attention span of a flea. The video will still help increase brand awareness and purchase intent, according to Nielsen 6 years ago. So this is the kind of thing that I want you to embrace this. Embrace it, embrace it, embrace it. The power of storytelling as a strategic marketing tool. And the commercials in the Super Bowl have done this forever. And for those of you who have been with YouTube Bootcamp / zazoome for the last couple of years, you know that I love this story.
Oh, here we go.
It is the Budweiser Super Bowl ad, Best Buds. And it starts with this dear little place to adopt a puppy. A researcher at Johns Hopkins predicted that the Budweiser spot would be a winner after just conducting an analysis of other Super Bowl commercials. And the reason for that is the story. The content of the ad, the structure of the content predicted its success. And now I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. When you give an ad a story, when you give an ad more than just a place to promote a product, when you forget about the product and you focus on tugging at our heartstrings, ads that tell a story, they're the most popular ads. And this was a story of a puppy who was adopted by a horse owner. They use Shakespeare's 5-act play, Tom, you're gonna love this, a dramatic structure that can be traced back to Aristotle. And you are welcome to screenshot this and use it for your own stories. There are 5 acts. The first one, exposition, inciting force. The second act, what happens? The action that increases. What is Act 3? The middle of your story. So there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then there are interesting parts that build up to it and then build back down to the conclusion. So the turning point or the crisis that happens in the story, and then the action that occurs after that in 4, and finally Act 5. What is the conclusion? What happens? And this is, in Shakespeare's case, the catastrophe. The remix strategy is to take Budweiser and the Shakespeare story and create a Super Bowl commercial, and it's called Best Buds. And it's all about an adorable little puppy that becomes inseparable friends with a Clydesdale horse. And Tom says, and notice Act 5 is not on the same plane as Act 1. There is change. Thank you, Tom, for pointing that out, because Tom obviously understands and uses story structure magnificently. So thank you for pointing that out, Tom. I appreciate it. Puppy love and YouTube. This is a commercial, people, a commercial, and it has over 5 million views on YouTube. And they were smart enough to post it just like you do a movie trailer. How many times have I asked you, Pre-promote a product that you're going to be launching or a service that you're going to be launching. Get people excited about what's coming. And what they did was a week before the Super Bowl game, they posted the Best Buds, the Puppy Love Super Bowl spot, and it went viral. This is just a little bit of background about it, but the funny thing, and this is why I'm doing basically a callback, and Sal will appreciate that because that's what comedians do, is they build you up with a whole story, right? And then they do what's called a callback and they reference back to something. So 60 scenes were shot by Jake Scott, the son of the director of the 1984 Super Bowl commercial that started it all for Apple, the 1984 commercial that I showed you right at the beginning of this.
Did not know that.
Isn't that interesting? So using the power of story to create memorable branding, like a mini movie, ads that tell a complete story. Also focus on Freytag's pyramid. What the heck is Freytag's pyramid? I'm giving you a lot here. This is what it is. It's exactly the same as Shakespeare's 5-act structure. Exposition, complication, climax, resolution, conclusion. And it's just, you want to build up in your story to something that happens. And that something is usually a turning point. And it's where the lead character, the hero, is transformed and realizes something. So why puppies and babies? Well, it's pretty obvious why puppies and babies. But storytelling, it changes your brain. It triggers neurons and creates all of these responses in you when you hear a story that you resonate with. When there are tense moments in a story, our brain produces a stress hormone, which allows us to focus. And we get more clarity when we're stressed. We actually, outside things sort of disappear. I know you don't actually think about this when you are stressed, but it's an amazing thing that your brain does. When you are stressed, you go from all the trillions of things that are happening around you to laser focus, because your brain says, oh my gosh, you need to get this fixed right now, not tomorrow, not next year, not maybe never, this second, fix it. And your body goes, and you focus. And this is what happens when you create a great story that builds up, and you're getting like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And then you focus on, will it work? Will they survive? What's going to happen next? And you're laser focused on, what is the resolution to the problem? What is going to happen? And this is what you want to create. Focus. Now, the cute factor of bringing in an animal does something completely different. It releases oxytocin, which is something that just in your brain is like,
I can't get my voice that high.
It promotes empathy and connection, and it makes you go like, oh, and maybe
I had to do the voiceover.
maybe even cry. Like we just watched the most recent episode of This Is Us. I don't know if you guys have been watching This Is Us on regular television, and it was a real tearjerker. I called it a two tissue episode. Oxytocin. This is what it looks like in your brain. It's like, oh, happy, sad, weird, like what? Oh my gosh. And then this is what helps to build trust in a product or brand to increase sales. It's that feeling that you are like, oh my gosh, I want to be a part of this. I want to help you. I want to buy from you. I want to learn more about you. I want to read your books. I want to buy your your photos. I want to watch all your hiking videos. Whatever it is, your story is creating something in the brain that triggers your brain's limbic system, triggers it, and releases dopamine, which makes us feel hopeful and optimistic. And this is what you want to do in your brand storytelling. So unlike a horror story where you want to create something completely different, this is all about creating that, oh, I just love this brand. I just want to be a part of this company. I'm going to buy from them. I'm going to follow them. I'm going to share their stuff. This is what you want. In conclusion, people part with their money from trust-inducing storytelling. It is proven to work. So resources. Any questions about that? Put them in the chat or in the comments below this video. Resources, tools that make it easy to express your brand, be creative, be engaging, create videos, edit videos, and share videos very quickly. iMovie. If you are an Apple person, iMovie is free. It comes with everything that you use, and you can record and edit directly on it. Use iMovie. iMovie even includes movie trailer templates. What is the value of a movie trailer template? Well, Apple has already laid out the pacing for you, so you already know how you should be putting in close-ups, medium shots, landscape, portrait, what kind of shots you should be including and what they should say. And iMovie literally lays this out for you. And for those of you who have never done a story, have never really written out a story with any kind of a sequence, or you've never made a video thinking about how much of this should be close up and how much of this should be, half shot and how much of this should be landscape and when should I be panning and all these kinds of things, iMovie does this all for you in trailers, and you can learn a ton about just simply making a really good trailer by looking.
iMovie has gotten more. What?
Nothing.
Oh, iMovie has gotten a lot more sophisticated. It's trying to rival a little bit Final Cut Pro. So it's got a lot of the components that Final Cut Pro has. Plus, it has the trailers, which that's its own thing. And it's if you haven't used it for a while, go back and try it again because there's a lot more in it. Make sure it's updated.
There is. And when you say rival Final Cut, really what it's doing is it's getting you ready to ramp up to Final Cut because...
Well, I said trying.
iMovie is a fantastic resource.
It is a lot. It's fun
when
to
you're
use.
just beginning making videos. It's amazing.
It's fun and easy.
It's fun and
because
easy.
you can drag and drop a lot of stuff
right.
just to do it right there.
But then Final Cut Pro, which I use and love, is like iMovie on steroids, and it's Premiere Pro, Final Cut, Avid.
iMovie.
These are the ones. This shows you exactly how you can lay out what it is that you're going to be talking about in your video story. This is your storyboard, how you are actually going to be presenting your video. And it's just a fantastic way for you to lay out what is the shot going to be, what are you going to be saying in the shot, what's going to be used for transitions, for titles. You can get as detailed as you want before you even create this video. Place it. This is another powerful online video editing tool. So you do not have to download this. You just use it. And prices change, so I really shouldn't have been posting prices because possibly these prices have gone up. It's a new year, I don't know. Anyway, WeVideo is another one, Animoto, Powtoon, all of these are fantastic. Magisto, every single one of those are a great way for you to start making videos. What's next? Well, next on Tuesday, I am going to be talking about the beginner's guide to TubeBuddy. Last week I talked about Quora.
Quora.
well, actually this week I talked about Quora, and the week before I talked about Reddit and how you use that to drive traffic to your YouTube channel. This coming week, this coming video is all about TubeBuddy, which is a helper to boom your channel. And we went over a few of the things with TubeBuddy yesterday in our zazoome membership. And Dale was there. Dale was one of our zazoome members, talking about how the tools of TubeBuddy can really save you time and make it so much faster to do the back end of your video after you post it and find the exact right tags and keywords, etc., etc. So that is going to be a fantastic thing. And even though we just started these Thursday mornings, we are going to be moving them in February back to just our Tuesday lives at 5. So you can join us next Thursday morning, but then we will be moving back to just our live at 5s. We are zazoome, the YouTube channel for business YouTubers to boost your income, influence, and impact with YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. Don't forget to click the bell, because that is the way that you get notified every time we place a video. Otherwise you don't. You know, YouTube just decides when you get notified. And of course, I have to end this with be you. If you tell your brand story, your company's story, all about you honestly, truthfully, with value about who you really are, this is what is going to make your products, your services, your channel boom. Because it's not just about what you're doing, it's about who you are and why you're doing it and what the fabulous story is, your unique story about you.
Be yourself and set yourself apart from the rest.
From the rest. And
be
Dale said,
yourself.
Be you. Dale said, awesome presentation today. Thank you, Dale. Gives me a lot to think about in my videos and marketing. And you did it as a great story. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate you so much. And now, as always, I will end with us.
Oh.
And we will we will just say thank you so much for being here with us. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you and value you. And we also value your comments and your likes. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. And tell us your story. We want to know. We want to know what your story is. So let's do our dating game goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much. Take care.
Great day.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Be you. Be you.
Be you. Believe in yourself. Always be you.